It's a Sean. Round one, Sean. Riaru. I feel like we saw this guy. This almost looks familiar, but I don't remember it. Oh, Sean's dizzy output is actually good. Is that medium top? Yup. He's using Super 3. That's the all or nothing super. Dude, so much happens so early. Hold on, time out, go back. Sean got a perfect. He got the at round start, Sean throws a basketball and you can control with your stick where it goes a little bit. You can like if you hold left it'll go left, if you hold right it'll go right. And if you bounce it on the opponent's head, Sean gets a little itty bitty meter right at the start of the round. Doesn't do anything else. Sean's dizzy output is actually crazy good though. And he keeps on catching this Goki unaware. You can just parry that though. It's like not a good move. That's like Sean's max damage, I think. Actually, I think Stand Strong and Uppercut might do more damage in close run us into medium Tatsu. You can get to medium or EX Tatsu, you can't do heavy. This is the world we live in. Round start, Sean Super 3. Not confirmed, that's punishable. And he went for the overhead to close it out and didn't get it. Is that a red parry attempt? That's pretty cool. When a good player plays a bad character, it's always neat. I don't know if EX Tatsu is safe. You don't fight Sean very often, you know what I mean? I know all the Tatsus are minus. I think EX Tatsu on hit is -2. I want to say the Tatsus are all minus, like, I don't know. I don't know if they're all safe on hit. Maybe against stuff like Ken Shippu you can punish them. I don't know about other stuff. It's a tricky situation because Sean has some very ordinary Shoto things here and there. Hi! So it's like, is he good? Is that Shoto stuff good enough to carry him? He switched supers. He's Super 1 now. Is that 4? Don't tell me that whiff punish. No way. It was safe either way, but... I got a whole bunch of third strike to go through. Oh, Remy was ready for the parry, but the parry never happened. That's supposed to track. It just failed to find Remy. I guess it doesn't track full screen. Or maybe because Remy was moving. You can't steer it. This is probably Sean's single least bad matchup. Or maybe 12. Or maybe other Sean's. Oh yeah. Something minus into EXDP. I think that Sean's EXDP is fully invincible until it hits, but don't quote me. His regular DPs certainly aren't. Oh my god, he's really catching whiff punishes with that fucking super from full screen. I think he's just trying to read a low fireball, but he keeps on not getting it. But he's punished low strong twice. Low strong doesn't take that long to whiff. I'm surprised that... I mean, it is a fast super, but like, you know, to travel full screen, it takes a lot of time, even if it is quick. That was a punish, maybe? Probably not. He landed. I think Remy just wasn't expecting to be on that side. Not that time. You can parry that pretty safely. It's just one parry. Oof. No confirms. That was punished. I was going to say punishable. The punish wasn't great, but Remy can't do a whole lot there. He probably could have flash kicked. I don't even know if that would have been better. Oh, that was a punish. I didn't realize Sean was that vulnerable there. I thought he recovered faster than that. I thought if it was like full screen, you couldn't punish him. If you like block the fireball especially. Dude, is this a Sean fest? I'm ready. Sean's super does I don't know what it happens if you do it against other fireballs. I think they just both dissipate. I don't think it goes through other fireballs. I think it literally gets cancelled by like a Hadoken. Oh, look at that. Some invincibility. We got to see it. Cool! Cross-throughs. Those are everywhere in this game. It's important to know the ones you have for your character. Sean, I think, has a completely ordinary Shoto Dash, which is actually quite good. It's one of his better features. I've never labbed that. I mean, when are you ever in that scenario? Yes, there you go. That's what you do. You just parry it because it's easy to parry. It's actually quite tricky to parry if he does it from point blank. Oh, that hit meaty. Roll is, I think, throwable and maybe hittable by lows, but does have invincibility. I don't know the rules because I never have to deal with it. That's the trick with Sean, is like a lot of people don't know how to deal. That low strong is almost as good as Ken's. He doesn't have the conversion potential Ken has, but it's not a bad normal. I think its frames are subtly worse. Like it's like 2 frames longer to come out. Maybe a bit more recovery. Nice conversion. Ooh, look at that. Wake up roll. Wake up non-reversal roll. He probably did OS parry roll. A lot of pushback on that Serenos, but if it gets parried, you can get fucked up. Ooh, body splash should have been alright there, I think. Oh, very nice parry and punish, actually. Alright, it didn't get throwable. Or it didn't get thrown. 2-hit fireballs neutralize auto burst. Subtracts 3 hits from multi-hitting projectiles. Very interesting. Yes, this is the real Befale one. I think I own the domain for Befale one on Twitch. I think I used that to like stream something that wasn't me. I don't remember though. Or I mean, it was me, but like I didn't want my main channel to get bannerinoed. It might have been a tournament restream or a movie or something. Ooh, very nice. SPD has kind of surprising range. Oh, he just parried the first one. If he parried both, he would have had a heavy clap, I think. Ooh. And especially in the corner, Ultra Throw is a pretty high damage option from... Ooh. He got the parry and didn't do anything. Neat. It might depend on how you spell Hoyokusen. Because you can spell it Hoyo. I think the second O is long. So if you type OU, or O with a little line over it, probably wouldn't be me. This is probably Remy's best matchup. I think this one's better than Q, but don't quote me. Remy's certainly a lot better at zoning Q than Hugo, and he's really good at zoning both. But Q gets those taunts up like no problem. And Q Super 1 is actually pretty good in this matchup. It's not great. This probably isn't actually 7-3. 7-3 is the number that people would like put to it. And probably at mid-level and lower it is 7-3. But like once you start getting some of the advanced parries into the equation, parries help Hugo a lot more than they help Remy. You can really see him controlling the screen though. I mean, we just saw a 60-second perfect. The thing is, like, if you falter, or if Hugo guesses right, Remy can just kind of die. That's totally unnecessary to parry. Back turn on jump normals. I feel like there's at least one example of that on a grappler. Ibuki gets it on her jump fierce, and she can combo Super 2 afterwards. Alright, here's my MLG genius idea. Q back roundhouse is 2 hits. The first hit back turns, and the second hit knocks down. You can cancel the first hit into a command grab, and it combos. What do you think? That'd probably be busted as hell. Q sucks, and that'd still be busted as hell. He might have had another juggle there, believe it or not. He might have not used up his juggle potential. I don't remember if... Oh no, that's gonna grab. That's gonna do so much. He's not dead, he's not dead. But it's so much. Oh my god, okay. I would have EX flash kicked so hard on that fucking overhead. It was a good decision to overhead, actually. That would do a shit ton of damage. I kind of like the idea of having Q's options in neutral like just as shitty, but increasing his damage. But that's not what he needs, of course. But like playing to his extremes sounds kind of neat. The couple of attempts of rebalancing this game have done a nice job with Q already. Giving him 2-hit background us is not my original idea. He had that in one of them. Arranged edition, I think. And I gave him a cancelable heavy, which was kind of cool. He could do some stuff with it, but I don't remember what. There was like something really cool he got. Oh no. Yeah, I forget that Makoto's command grab is literally better, and Makoto in and of herself is better. That could have been something better. It couldn't have been that much better because Remy actually sucks. Like Remy's jumping combos are actually trash. It's like, oh my god, let's get Remy a jumping combo, and then it's just fucking jump around house, low strong flash kick, and it doesn't even do that much. I think flash kick's actually a pretty good anti-air, and obviously it's parryable, and if it gets parried, you die. But you don't have to worry about that against Demon Flip. So I wonder if flash kick is good against Demon Flips. We saw Akuma do a Demon Flip against Remy, and he didn't try for the flash kick, and it looked like he had down charge, so I was just wondering about it. For Oro, my Oniyama is really good against that kind of thing. When you're anti-airing your Demon Flip, you just treat it like a Street Fighter 4 jump, or Street Fighter 5. It's just like, can I beat it with my hitboxes? It's tricky because he can do a lot of stuff when he's in the air. But, you know, if you scope the angle, not a trade combo. Remy just hit stand short. It's kind of funny because he already hit that stand short. Like, even though he was in the recoil in the freeze frame, he'd already hit stand short by that point. That's going to beat. That's a really hard super to interrupt. Nice. Predicted the one hit. You can just OS double parry. But it's tricky if Remy does some anti-air that, like, you know, you look like a fool if Remy doesn't even try to anti-air and you're going for jump and double parry. This is a hard matchup for Remy, but he's doing it super well. Is that a combo? I don't even know if that links. It did not. These are good sets. Chokin. Oh yeah. Elena's Dizzy is high enough. Makes this matchup dangerous for Remy. If she gets like a few of certain hits, yeah. Roundhouses and throws, I guess. She can just Dizzy him. Mallet Smash as well. Mallet Smash does a lot of Dizzy. Mallet Smash is kind of dangerous to just throw out though. Oh, that Roundhouse. Elena has God hitboxes. That's her big weapon. Her normals just beat other characters. You can low parry that second. It's not even a red parry, it's a blue parry for that second hit of that crouch roundhouse, but a lot of people aren't ready to do it. I'm usually not. It's a weird thing to be ready for because most Remy's never hit it, and it's the only example of a move like that in this game. It's not the only one, but it's one of very few. It's safe though. That was probably a punish. That's pretty hard to punish most of the time. It's very minus, but it pushes back pretty far. Not many slides in this game. That's the main one I can think of. I don't know. They didn't know how well he'd be able to control space. Remy was an attempt to like make a strong fireball character in an engine where fireballs sucked. So it's like, well, every fireball he throws at you is a lot to mentally deal with, and also like kind of like a parrying mix-up. That might hit her. It's a pretty fast super. It's 3 frames, I think. I think the idea with Chun-Li Super 3 was that it was patching up a weak area for her. But she gets all the anti-air she needs out of parry. Parry stand roundhouse, parry close roundhouse. She can't really control that airspace, but she's so strong everywhere else. Doesn't matter that much. And she can just use the neutral, she can use the universal options anti-air. And to be honest, Super 3 isn't even that great of an anti-air. It's kind of small. But I think it is invincible, and it does have a good hitbox. And I think it's pretty hard to parry too. But then again, Super 1 is also hard to parry. Ugh, that was lucky. Elena took her life in her hands doing that. All the Super 3s are designed to be technical. You can kind of see that. All the Super 1s are the character default supers. All the Super 2s are like high damage, like one big hit supers. And all the Super 3s are technical supers. That's nearly universally true. You got a couple of weird ones, like Oro's super, or all of Oro's supers are kind of technical. He doesn't have a normal super. And then there are certain characters where their big super is their main super, like Hugo. Just because it's like, you know, by design, Hugo was designed like he's that. He's the 720. He's the 720 function. I couldn't tell you about none of Urian's supers are really burst damage. Definitely Super 3 is the technical one for him. And then I guess Chariot Tackle was just like, well, this is his main super, so Super 2 they just put it on what was left. Super 2 is okay for Urian. All three of Urian supers are okay, but it doesn't matter because Beer is godlike. Nice, good anti-air. You gotta get that pretty deep to get the super to connect. Elena's okay here. This is definitely a character who gives her neutral some problems, and she's just neutral. She doesn't have any other weapon. Akuma does have other weapons. The damage output is like Akuma's low HP means Elena's low damage output is kind of one of her big weaknesses mitigated. This is a horrible matchup. This is probably one of Q's worst. Q doesn't have an easy time taunting, and also like his neutral is shit here. Like Akuma can really just dominate in neutral. The air fireball and the air Tatsu are just really obnoxious to deal with. Very safe. That being said, the damage output is insane. The difference. This is probably the most extreme matchup for damage output difference. Q can literally just kill Akuma in one combo, or like 1.5 combos. And it takes so many errant hits to kill Q. So it'll be like Akuma lands like 50 attacks, and Q lands like 2. And it'll be fair. Very nice. Now you can see Akuma's really not hurting him, even without taunts. Akuma's just not really putting together a sequence. That parry, that dizzy bar, it's looking pretty scary. Akuma doesn't dizzy people all that often, but it does happen. It's one of the rarer characters to get a stun where it can still conceivably happen. But, we didn't see it. He got the red! The thing is, that's like super hard to get out of anyway. Akuma has a lot of nigh unparryable scenarios. Like, that technically was parryable, but it was a nightmare. Ooh. Unthrowable towards strong and a car throw. Let's confirm. He might have, I don't know. You might need to already be airborne to get a juggle there. Like, DP into super leads to a DP, but I don't know if just super on the ground has a juggle. Yeah, he does have actual unparryable scenarios. He's got the KKZ. There's no real setup to get a KKZ first hit guaranteed. It's so slow. There's always the danger the opponent's going to move away just as... Oh, this is something. That taunt basically means nothing with this health. Where's the super? What a joke. What a fucking joke. No. No. I would have just done the super. Aw. Jump back jab would have won. How funny. Jump back a bunch of parries. I don't know if he would have won or not. Man, he worked so hard. What a fucking choke on that lack of super. That's a confirm. Any button into dash punch. Confirm super like nothing. You can confirm super off a raw dash punch, but he had a cancel into it. And he had all that meter. He just wasn't, he didn't see it. He didn't have it. Wasn't ready. The light one's really good. That can juggle. The towards medium kick actually juggles there. Nice. Killed before he could stun. I remember when Akuma took a selfie with Elena. Some funny shit. That did like no stun on that mallet. Probably all the stuns on the first hit and he only got the second. That's weird though. Hit out of it. EX is good, but it's reactable. It's got a really nice air-to-air hitbox. Didn't work that time though. Elena's back roundhouse versus throw mix-up is pretty strong. Back roundhouse is a good normal anyway. Car throw. Obnoxious. See, caught him jumping just in the pre-jump frames towards medium kick. Didn't do anything. That's quite dominant. Really controlled the space in that one. Better Elena than the last one. He was a lot more reckless with the mount smash. Didn't get punished for it. Torama. Drama. Probably. Oof. You can see Elena's normals working nicely whenever they're in like a near trade scenario. Elena often just gets the win. Elena's got good heavies. Good variety of our normals too. Look at that. Stamina's beating this toward the medium kick. I don't know if you can get combos after a EX mount smash. You can get combos after I think a heavy mount smash. Might require crouching opponent. I don't know what her fastest attacks are. She doesn't really get anything off of a light normal. She can get a cancel to DP off of a single light normal. I don't think she can chain 2 light normals in any way. Ooh. Bunch of heavy skull connected. You don't usually see Super 1 Ryu dizzy, but it can happen, as we see. Elena dizzying is quite common. Ooh, look at that. There you go. That's a good amount of stun. That was dash in, saw the jump, and he parried. Oh no. Ryu had to do, like... I think Elena's crouching for the recovery of that. So Ryu's punish options were actually kind of awkward and bad. He's probably looking for crouch fierce into medium donkey kick or something. EX donkey kick. He had no DP from that far away, and also no cancel to Tatsu from that far away. So it was actually kind of hard to deal with. Oh, it's gonna trade? Didn't even. If Elena hit him, it was over. But it's just a bit too far. You had to wake up parrying. There's no other way. What are they doing? Samurai House is a pretty good normal for Ryu. It's got an interesting hitbox. Decent speed and recovery. That's cool. Like counter specials, like Dumby from... Oh, he missed the forward dash. That was supposed to be forward dash, but... You kind of salvaged it pretty well. That was a punish. I don't think he had a combo coming down. Just got the jump run us. Censoring which time. Kill. Crush. You just reflect that. Ooh, hitboxes are godlike in this game on headbutt. Whew, trade. You know what's cool about this game is the hit sparks are different. I went back too far. I should use one of the arrow keys. Look, Urian's hit sparks are green and Ryu's are red. Not neat. Does that for player 1 and player 2. Not based on the character. Hi, Yellow Stream, and also thank you. That's a game. I didn't even know. I thought Five Nights at Freddy's ended at Sister Location. I haven't really been following it since then. I played 1 through Sister Location, and I like them all. My tier list on them. Sister Location is probably my favorite. In terms of, like, fear, I think it's generally gone up. In terms of, like... design. 1 has a really nice atmosphere, but I probably would put 1 pretty low. In terms of quality. 1 scared the shit out of me when I played it the first time. I couldn't fucking deal with that shit. Just fucking squinting my eyes the whole time I was playing. I found 2 to be really obnoxious. I didn't find it to be super scary, and also I found the gameplay to be really annoying. There's 4 the one where you're the kid in the bedroom. What are they all? 3 is the one with just Springtrap. That's a super dangerous normal. Down back fierce against Urian in the corner there. 3 is cool because you don't lose if you get a jump scare. Every other game, the jump scare just ends the game, so there's just release. It's just like, oh, well, whatever. You know, it's over. But 3, it's like you get jump scared and you're still playing, and you're like even in more danger of dying, of losing. So it just the jump scares just add to the stress instead of fucking relieving it, which completely changes everything. Nice. I think jump scares are cheap, but the effect that having jump scares adds is so powerful it pays for itself 100 times over. Like, yeah, jump scare is just a surprise, but the anticipation is so powerful. People are always like, "Oh, jump scares are cheap." It's not about the jump scare, motherfucker. If you know there aren't any jump scares and you don't fucking have that anticipation. 3 is probably the easiest. There's only one thing to worry about, and it's pretty easy to keep track of him. Not only that, but he doesn't move very fast if you're watching him. There's not too much to think about either. Just shit randomly breaking. Ooh. You feel like that lingering sense of you don't lose immediately when Springtrap reaches you. That's the really stressful part. He's not super scary when he finds you, but like that feeling that once he's in plain eyesight, there's nothing you could do unless it turns to 6 like right then. Oh, that probably didn't intend to come out that way. Ooh, that was reactable. I think he didn't get the meter. Like, you don't get any meter if you get parried. He thought he was going to be able to just cancel that to mirror. But he didn't quite have the 1 bar until he ate the hit from Elena. Unblockable. That one's Ogre. FNIF Gacha sounds like it would literally print money. It's kind of weird seeing Chun-Li go for a parry and punish with Fresh Fierce. I wonder if that's like good. I wonder if that's what she does. Like if she doesn't want to spend the super, she gets a parry. She's too far away for close roundhouse or a throw. It's like, what the hell do you do? Low Fierce probably does more damage than the medium kick. Can someone get this man the Discord? That links. I hope he got it. It looks like yes. Yeah, the link down there like has been broken for a long time, and I don't want to fix it because the reason I let it break is we got like a raid. And as confirmed, it was a whiff punish, but he did the cancel late anyway. It's a good habit to always confirm even in punish scenarios. No, they late cancel. Fire run house. That's not as fast as crouch fear. It's probably not always a punish. She still jumped into it. Delayed low didn't work. He could have had two mix-ups, but he waited so long just to get the delayed low at a really weird time, thinking it would catch Chun-Li doing low block to stand block. Didn't work though. Crouching hit. Doesn't matter. Oh, how about that? Where's your super, Chun-Li? She doesn't actually have any invincibility whatsoever for that super. But she moves during the freeze. So if she happens to move through something, for example a fireball, it never hits her. Very nice. Alright. Me. So Elena's name is Me. Yeah. Ooh, look at that. Meaty headbutt. No forced stand frame in this game. Elena's short too. You gotta have a good habit for whiff punishing headbutts. I have an easy time as OR because I can just do stand strong, which works pretty well, and also it doesn't matter if he's landed yet or not, because I get the launch either way. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it and I thought of Hot Dog 29. I bet anything that when he signs up for social media, his username is hotdog29 and his password is hotdog29. Oh, why was that stand fierce? Why wasn't that crouch fierce? Your throw is just do another throw. Kind of funny thing about Elena in this game is that she's got all kicks, and her throw whiff and her throw hit animations are both with kicks. They changed that for Street Fighter 4, which I think was a silly oversight. I guess they want to make it more obvious that she was whiffing a throw because it's a very weird animation in this game. It looks more like a Tekken, a weird Tekken throw whiff, like something Hwoarang would have, on like a weird command throw. Forward strong probably would have juggled there, but another dash punch is what you would typically see. EX chop? EX dash punch? I don't know. EX chop has no invincibility whatsoever, and in general, Makoto has no invincibility whatsoever, except for the weirdly long invincibility on Super 3. And technically Super 1 is invincible, but, you know, it's kind of an all or nothing gambit. The danger of going for a throw is very real in MK11, which I like. I never played Windjammers. In a lot of 2D fighting games, throw is your lowest commit thing. But in Mortal Kombat, it's actually fairly high commit, because you could get crush countered. Excuse me, crushing blowed by a down 2. And then you would get fucked up. Probably Liu Kang or Raiden. I'm trying to knock out the MK1 roster for no particular reason. I like MK11 a lot. It's a really good game in my opinion. There's a lot of resource management. That seems to be the direction they really tried to take the game. The resource management is insane. Obviously, you've got to worry about your health, your opponent's health, and then your 2 meters and your opponent's 2 meters, which is a lot to worry about. But then you've also got your fatal blow and your crushing blows to worry about. Those are basically resources, because once you use them, they're gone. Ends up being quite a lot of stuff you think about, even if you're like a good player. But the game is very easy. There's like a little bit of hard stuff. Took me a few tries to record Johnny Cage's Fatal Blow combos. Ooh, cool. Nice confirm. That might kill. Barely. I might have hit on the landing frame. You still have landing recovery even if you get parried. Mechanical design is very strong. I think that there's not a lot of good understanding on crouching attacks, which is probably something I might do a primer or something on that. Because oftentimes when I see like bad players play, I see like a very long exchange of like down ones. Even spending one defensive meter though feels kind of scary. That was a good read, but he didn't follow through. That was the right thing to go for. Hi. Today was my Friday and tonight is my night. I mean, this morning is my night. I don't mind the throws being 50-50s. Throws being a mix-up scenario is already true in other 2D fighters. There's just like another layer on the mix-up in Mortal Kombat. It's whatever. Nice. Good way to improve execution in USF4, maybe. You can jump out of throws. Throws do not hit airborne opponents in MK11, unlike MKX. In fact, they added a new option of hop, which is a less committal way to jump out of a throw. However, less rewarding. It's nice to have halfway options like those. Oh, she's stunned. Huh, that link. Close forward for the kill into down roundhouse juggle. That was super weird. DDT can catch certain attacks and also... Ooh, yeah, I like that angle. He did exactly what I would have done. Super? Why not super? Oh, he didn't even do the jump back medium kick. That would have stunned. And also it was an instant overhead. Anyway, DDT can beat high parry too, and like certain attacks. So it's not like it can't land, it's just that it's shitty. It's also not super duper committal. People like to shit on it, but it is kind of hard to whiff punish. It's just like, there's a really good chance it's going to whiff. It's the real issue. Yes, I did know that. I know everything about Oro. Oro's up fireball and also his super 2 do not count towards the one fireball on the screen roll. He can have he can actually have 4 EX fireballs on the screen. Light super? Medium super. Or was that light super? He could have parried that. That looked like reversal command grab. But that's something that no reasonable person would ever do. But that's what it looked like. Ooh, look at that. That one clean, I'm surprised. That should have traded. They're both mediums. Ooh, walk-in super? Yup, I would have done that. Light super. Not easy. Here's a nice little setup for it. Different characters bounce off in different ways. Nice parry. Super? I'd do it. Medium? Yeah. That's exactly what I'd done. And Alex did the right play. That was the worst pick on the normal, though. That was low, OS low parry. He's midair. That was pretty good. That's like a pretty easy matchup for Aura, to be honest. It's like a solid 6.5. EX chop to destroy a fireball on its way and it's really strong. Or his fireball super. It's too dangerous to let that shit hit you. Garrus's fatality where he peels you off the rock. Garrus just feels like they wanted to put Tremor into the game, but like they made him new. And I don't blame them. He's got a lot of shades of Tremor. In fact, I think one of his down kicks is just recycled from Tremor outright. There's like certain recycled attacks in MK11, and I don't mind it. It's like saying fucking Ryu Sudoku is recycled, it's like whatever. Good lord, that was optimal. He might have still had a juggle after all that. It's rare to see. That's crazy optimal. After a forward jump or after an air parry, you're always considered to be in a forward jump. So he neutral jumps here, but he's allowed to do the air down fierce. And then the air down fierce is normally not a great attack, but if it gets an airborne opponent, you have a juggle afterwards, and he gets a really high connect against a cornered airborne opponent, and it's a punish, so there's no danger of it being blocked or being parried. Stamina House, he probably wanted both hits of EX chop, but I don't know that. This towards fierce might actually juggle if he gets one hit of EX chop. You can do some really crazy combos there as Alex. He's got like a lot of stuff that can juggle. If you get one hit of slash elbow or one hit of chop, it launches the opponent kind of high and doesn't use up your juggle potential. So then you can combo other stuff. You can also do like walk-in, stand medium kick into EX knee, which is the common thing you see. Not that you see that scenario at all. Yeah, that's one I've never seen. It looked like he went for some crazy hyper-optimal stuff. Ooh, caught the parry. Akagera is a really good Alex, I've always known. But it's really neat seeing stuff like that. And crazy hyper-optimal stuff. Yeah, you can do 2 roundhouses, I think. There's an invisible counter that goes up in this game based on what attacks you hit the opponent with. And it's a variable for every attack in the game, but like it's not listed anywhere in the game. It's not actually 6. There's a timer, and the higher that little counter gets, the less time you have to get a juggle. Once it gets to about 6, it gets crazy hard. You start having like only like a few frames, and the higher that number gets, the fewer frames you have. Like Ryu's hard DP only allows, I think, like 2 frames to get a follow-up combo, or like 1 frame to get a follow-up combo, because it's got a JP of 15. So it just gives you like 1 frame to get a combo. And Ryu has exactly like one frame attack, and that's Shinshoryu. So you can do like hard DP into Shinshoryu, but you can't do hard DP into Shinku Hadoken, which is only like a frame or 2 slower. So Alex, I don't know his juggle potential for any of his attacks because he doesn't really have that many juggles. Air down fierce is probably 3 on that little counter. Most air attacks have JP 3. So he's at 3, and then he gets Serenos, which I think puts it to 4. And then the 1 hit of EX chopper, the 1 hit of EX slash elbow would put it to like 5 probably. Stuff like that. Oro's chicken combo is first hit of stand medium punch, which is 1, into medium stomp 1 hit, which is 1. So he just adds 1, 1, 1. And he gets to 6 pretty easily. And then he has a hard time juggling after that. If Oro just lets his full launcher rock, it's 1+3 for 4, which is why he has much shorter combos if he gets a 2-hit stand strong compared to a 1-hit stand strong. Which is why people always go for the confirming the first hit. It's not a damage thing, it's a juggle potential thing. Doing both hits of stand strong obviously does more damage, but you lose later hits of the combo. Urian's, it starts counting from the hit that launches, so Urian's Crutch Fierce is 0 for the first hit, because it doesn't launch, but if it gets a mid-air opponent, it's 1 for the first hit. But because, you know, the opponent's grounded usually, it won't actually add juggle potential for that first one, because it doesn't, they're grounded. Oh, the second is 2. So Urian, off of both hits of his Crutch Fierce, gets the opponent to JP2, and then tackles add 1 each, except EX tackle, which adds 1 per hit. Those are like the important ones. I know most of the important ones. And then supers sometimes add to the juggle potential and sometimes just ignore it. Like they just like, they don't add to it and they don't subtract from it. And then some supers reset it. So Genei is a really good example of a super that resets it. Every hit of Genei sets the opponent's juggle counter back to 0. Um, Notable combos that extend past 6. That's a hard question to answer. Aura's EX Super 3, the Sun. Every hit launches and the opponent just starts. They just stop juggling once the invincibility gets there. So that just throws the opponent straight to like a pretty high number because it hits like every frame or whatever. So the opponent only falls out once like there's like no frames left. Some nonsense. I don't know. Nice punish. Double? That doesn't require the car, I don't think, from the range he was at. He went for it anyway. Maybe it did. If Oro gets 5 on his JP from, you know, uh, jump in stomp into stand strong into medium stomp into stand strong into medium stomp, he can still get like 2 or 3 hits of EX uppercut, even though it's like he's at JP5. Out is a really good Q. I don't see him very often. He's usually listed as like the 3rd or 4th best Q, but I haven't seen anyone mention him in forever. I didn't even know he still played. Q is a character that's barely played by anyone, and most of the people who play him are like complete specialists. I've seen out parry out of a very, very long Urian unblockable. He got like 6 or 7 parries on a mirror that was hitting him the wrong way, and Urian who was also hitting him. And it was like a mix of high and low parries too, so it was especially fancy. You can find it in compilation videos and whatnot. Ken's damage output is crazy in this matchup. It's one of Q's not good matchups. One of his counter picks. But I think Chun-Li, Makoto, and I don't know about Dudley. Probably Chun-Li, Makoto, and Ken are his 3 worst. Koshun. This is a crazy good Chun. The Ko is like Crimson, I think. And the Shun is the Chun of Chun-Li. Chun-Li is like the Chinese pronunciation of her name. It's like Spring Beauty or something like that. But in Japanese, you would pronounce it Shun. I don't know how her name would be read. I don't know the Li in the Japanese reading. But the on reading of that character is Shun. So this is Ko Shun, which is like Red Chun-Li. Red Chun. Crimson Chun. Excellent name in my opinion. It's more of a salmon to me. Got the after game cancel. That hard Kikoken is very small. They need to give Kung Lao more development. He's in like every game. And his only fucking character trait is that he's not as good as Liu Kang, but he's almost as good. And he's prideful about that. Or he's not prideful, he's jealous, I guess. For being a Shaolin monk, his main trait is like a flaw. Like an obvious character flaw too. I like flawed characters, but it just makes me want... That was mid-air connect, so it's easier. It makes me want him to have more. It's like, I think flaws make a character interesting. But there are certain characters who I feel like shouldn't really be flawed. Or shouldn't be obviously flawed, you know what I mean? What's the combo here? Very nice. And a monk is a really good example of a character who shouldn't be obviously flawed. Kano beat Did he? No, he didn't. I don't remember if Kano won or lost against Kotal last game. They definitely had at least one fight. I think he was winning, and then the player takes control of Kotal and beats him. Kotal's another character who, for some reason, can never be shown winning. Literally, he hasn't had like a canon win in the story, like almost at all. Yeah, down towards Fierce can be parried on reaction in this game, and that makes it not good. My friends were like talking about whether Kotal and Shao Kahn is like what would happen between them, and I was like, Kotal's gonna get his ass kicked. And then the storyline was basically Kotal getting his ass kicked. It seems to me that they kind of, I don't know if they're doing it on purpose, but Kotal is just, he has man powers, he doesn't have con powers. You know what I mean? He's like strong for a guy, but he's not strong for like, you know, the Mortal Kombat universe. Hell, he gets beaten up by Jade. Wow. You don't see that almost ever. Or like Worf. They tell you Worf is strong and then only show him losing. So that you know that whoever beats Worf is powerful. But all that ends up happening is you end up thinking Worf is a fucking weakling. Worf has his moments in any episode dedicated to him. Very cool little reset. That's the whole juggle. Chun-Li was given that exact series of attacks to use together. That down towards Fierce knocks the opponent down, but Chun-Li lands for, or the stomp rather, air to air stomp into down towards Fierce. Those two moves are intended to be used together. You can just tell the way that the opponent gets thrown around. And then Chun-Li lands first, and she can get like a crouch jab or a close roundhouse or something like that, depending on the height. That's the juggle there. You can actually cancel that crouch jab or a close roundhouse into Kikosho, and it juggles properly. It might actually work with Super 3 as well. Super 2 is the super that every Chun-Li runs, so you never see that. He used that crouch jab to get a reset, which is kind of cool. All the win quotes are set after the game takes place, I guess, which is kind of weird because the ending of the story mode is like, hey, I'm gonna reset the universe, but whatever. But apparently Kotal got better. I don't know. Apparently Kotal recovered from his broken back. That might have been a whiff punish. Hit the landing frames. This is super obnoxious play from Koshun. It's really hard to do anything about. Even though Aki Mako has a really big meter advantage, it's obviously really important. He can't find a confirm because of the way this fucking Koshun's moving. It looks so simple, but it's actually crazy hard to deal with. I didn't even know she could jump off a wall upward. I didn't know that was a thing. I played this game for so long and I had no idea. This chip. We had to have a let's go, Justin. I think you went for it. Shouldn't have chipped out yet. Yeah, he went for the... I'd parry one hit and then... I mean, I'd block and then parry after. Yeah, both Kanos died, so that one's a big question mark. How the fuck did he do that? Yama Tora. Mountain Tiger. Maybe. It's weird to see that Fierce Face actually get both of its hits. Outside of Super 2, that is. Cabal's always been like that. His injury and the shit he's wearing apparently have nothing to do with his super speed. That's been true forever, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I seem to recall a scene where it's like him running around and realizing he had super speed. Munakata. They just said it aloud. Don't know this aura. Feel like I've seen him once or twice. I can't believe that Kano and Jax like never interacted with each other. Not fair. It's always Sonya and Kano. I don't mind that pair. That's a very strong pair. Got a nice little dynamic there between those two. One of the better parts of the series, in my opinion. Or one of the better like pairs of characters. Ooh, that was nice. And that was a really good jab. 3 dashes. Double jump like that. It worked. That's a setup I don't like. Well, it's not like I don't like it. It's just I don't know it. Yeah, it looks good. That was like a Kuroda setup. That's Max done. Oniyama Ender uses up all your juggle potential, but the Kuroda setup ignores... The Kuroda setup works whether the opponent quickstands or not, which is why it's so powerful. So you just don't have the one hit of super at all. So you go... The Kuroda setup uses Same Medium Kick into Oniyama as your super confirm. Oh! Too early. Dash punch is, yeah, so scary right now. Or I had to parry it, and being constantly parrying neutral is like basically a death sentence. Ooh. Makoto actually struggles to deal with this a little bit. That's okay. I think he would have been better off just going for the juggle. Punish. Yeah. All the match pre-battle dialogue seems to indicate that you are old Aaron. Or not all of it, but a lot of it. Like if you do Kotal versus Aaron Black, they'll talk like it's old Aaron, even though he never appears in the story. That's quite a good aura. This is a tricky matchup for aura. This is the one that Kuroda famously put his 5-5, which was a pretty weird play, because every aura player ever said it sucks. But it's Kuroda, so... Nice. He's using Super 2 versus Twins. This is the new school. This is the advanced theory fighter that most people don't even buy into. There's this idea that Super 2 is theoretically better against Twins, but literally no Oro does it except for Kuroda. We'll see if he does the Kuroda setups. Oh, that might have been punishable. We didn't get to see him even pull it out. The meter build in this matchup is fucked for Oro. Getting meter is difficult. Fortunately, every time you land like a Super 3, you basically kill Yan. I usually just mash backdashes at this point. Yeah, that super jump forward is really good too. Yan actually can't keep up with Oro. Yeah, no real mix-up there. You can't chicken combo, but the Kuroda setup doesn't require a chicken combo. And it's annoying because chicken combo builds a lot of meter, so you've just got to have a shit ton of meter in order to get an infinite on Yan. But the Kuroda infinite variation doesn't actually use chicken combo at all. Or rather, it doesn't need chicken combo at all. I've never done a video on that. Most people don't know what it is. I guess I should just do like a short video of me showing it off. I know how to do it. I almost never do it. It's harder to parry out of and builds significantly less meter, which is a really bad thing. Afro. This is a quite known Urian player. It has some really big advantages and some really big disadvantages over the other infinite setups. But one of the things is it works on Twins and Hugo. Works on everyone. Of course, you can just do either or. It takes like a lot more meter to kill someone. Cool ender. It takes like a little bit more than a full bar to kill someone from full HP for regular infinite. In general, most of my knowledge of Oro has never really been documented in a video I've made. I've made a lot of videos, but I've never really made a video about Oro Tech. Yeah, I know. There's also a different chicken combo that you can do on Hugo, but it requires having charge from the get-go. And there's a very easy variation using hard stomp, but it cuts short. But it has nice synergy with his corner unblockables, so I usually do it. That was a weird hit. Oh, that was a good punish. Let's jump out. Nice placement of that mirror. Wow! What a good cancel. Wow. Fire fierce. A little bit of teabagging in the end. This is a super good series of videos. Whoa. Certain attacks moving, anything moving quickly. If both characters are moving toward each other quickly, they can occasionally go through each other. Something about the push boxes in this game being narrow, I don't know. It's quite rare. It happens every now and then. He should have parried that. That's a free parry. I saw it. Go blue kick. I guess it would have been kind of difficult to beat another version. That was a good confirm. Holy shit. He saw that disconnect. I don't know how easy that is. Oro has a really hard time linking out of universal overhead. But different universal overheads have different plus frames. There goes most of the Gane. Oh, he still got something. This is Piero. I can't believe I didn't notice that until now. This is the God Remy. This is the best Remy bar none. There's one other Remy that comes close, and it's also Piero. He plays under a different handle sometimes, but it's still him. Gen Mitsushin, I think that's actually it. Nice! Low parry, low short. It's one of Remy's fastest normals. Instant cancel to Super 2. I was cutting the Gordian knot right there. That low parry, low short. Of course, Yum was going to try and make him land on a low. Entry jump low parry was so strong there. This is going to be a big combo. Optimal. Tackle, tackle, headbutt, baby. Oof. I always see Super 1 in this matchup. It's kind of weird to see Super 2 here, but this is the Remy God, so I don't doubt him. Super 1 is a lot better for controlling movement, though. Stops Urian from jumping around as much. Dash, dash. EX cool blue kick. Set the beta throw. That was weird. That was a weird thing to do. Shinobu Urian, he's quite good. I wouldn't normally place him as better than Piero. And Piero is also very strong in this matchup. So I'd put him as winning most of the time. But we'll see. I already got the first round. Urian naturally ducks, or he doesn't duck the high fireball, but the medium kick is lower than his normal crouch animation, so it goes under them. Not common in this game, but common in other Street Fighters. Stuff like Gen crouch medium kick, Crane crouch medium kick. Or slides. That control. The TC, the air TC. Annoying to parry, but not very strong. A lot of Remy's anti-airs are just like, you know, reliable, but not powerful. Oof, oof. Oh, that is. No, I played Alpha 3 after it was dead. I played it on. I only ever played it on GGPO, and it was never that dead on GGPO. Very nice. First real use of meter. Technically, Super 2 stocks more meter than Super 1. They both stock a pretty similar amount, though. The meter for Super 2 is a little bit longer, so you can hold a little bit more. Goo. This is looking more like PR right here. Powerful. Hard to win. Oh, saw it again. Good shit. Very little time to confirm that. Good lord. This is the best Remy. And this is one of the better Dudleys. This is Dudley number 3 or 4. Or maybe even Dudley number 2. Or maybe Dudley number 1. He's a strong candidate, honestly. Kokujin's good, but, you know, Fujiwara is also good. Fujiwara likes Super 1 a lot more than Kokujin ever did. It's not uncommon to see Fujiwara Super 1. He picks it in a lot of matchups where you wouldn't normally see it. There are going to be so many cool little transformation mushrooms. Ooh, that's a weird confirm. Stand medium kick? What the fuck? Never seen that one. Towards medium kick you see every now and then. Ah, shitty confirm. You can, no, I think I lied. Let's jump in parry, I guess. You gotta do that a lot against Remy if you want to be, you know. You want to have jump ins that work. Dudley's tiny jump is very strong here. What was it I don't even remember the lyric. It's like, you better know my name because I'm Ashley, something like that. Ooh, that's a good normal. Scary. If any of those worked, he'd probably confirm super right there and then. Who has time for girly things like that? Nice, that was still a punish. Even though he attacked so late in his jump. Remy picked a very fast normal. I've never streamed any WarioWare game. Blew my mind to find that out. I was really caught off guard. I could do the Game Boy Advance one. It wouldn't even be difficult. I could do that tonight. I could just beat WarioWare tonight. Mega micro... no. Something. He did the crouching TC. The short stand forward. I don't know what the gimmick with that TC is. I think it's just to have a very quick hit that's high parry only after his low. A lot of Dudley's TCs only have a very loose purpose, to be honest. Dudley has all these command strings, but a lot of them, you don't need to ever use a lot of them. They do okay meterless damage. Ashley's not even in WarioWare GBA, I don't think. I think she came later. Who's your favorite WarioWare character, guys? Mine's Penny. Alright, do you want to know something disgusting? One of the WarioWare games lists Penny as preferring one-ply toilet paper. One, who in the fucking world likes one-ply? Aw, he went for a fancy punish. You can punish that super in really godlike ways. And two, why did they tell us that about some fucking teenage girl? Penny's funny though, and she's cute. Oh. What a mess. What a mess. I like Cat and Anna. Cat and Anna, perhaps. Tokura. Anna's voice is super cute in WarioWare Gold. 9-volt retro game. Yeah, 9-volt and 5-volt have the best games, maybe. Because of the theming. Nice self corner. Awkward. I don't think he meant to do that. Who's a godlike WarioWare character? I don't like Mona that much. Dribble and Spitz are kind of cool. I like Orbulon's games a lot. I like Crowdgore's games too. Orbulon has some of my favorite games though. Orbulon's pretty funny anyway. Jimmy, I eat sleep. See, I never watched Kaon, so I don't know who Yui is. I hope we see a really cool juggle in this matchup. Oh, I went for the red parry last hit. You get much better punishes if you go for that, and it's very low risk to go for. And it's very reactable. Was that a jump cancel, or was that just mistimed? That might have been jump cancel command grab. For the unthrowable pre-jump frames. Super jumps have lots of startup in this game, and you can cancel the super jump into special moves. Very nice punish. Oh, boom, this is death. Melted his life bar just like that. Super 2 in this matchup as well. I think you can go either way in this one. Kokujin! What the fuck happened? Why are all these good players here? This is the Dudley. Kokujin was super prolific in the early life of this game. He was like the best Dudley by far. But he like, I don't know if he dropped the game or what. There's like a famous retirement match for him. That was pretty hype. I think there was a famous match where he played against Daigo in tournament. And he like, after he like won, and after he won he like yelled over, "This is Umehara." It was something like that. Oh, good sequence. Was it Kokujin with the Oitokida Oitokida? Was that him? I feel like that was Kokujin. There's a match between Tokido and some other really great third strike player where oh man, it's over. After I think the first round, one of the players like yells over. It's like back to back arcade machines with third strike, and one of the players like yells like "Oi Tokido, Oi Tokido." We're seeing some high level stuff right now. That's a difficult command grab motion, to be honest. Mm, Super 2 is gonna kill. A lot of dizzy on that. Not a whole lot. That was standing opponent, so we had no super. Why'd that work, and how did he confirm it? I don't think that confirms, but he just did it and it worked. It's a mystery. I think that crouch jab links into super, and it's a one-frame link. That sounds right. So if it's a link, it probably does confirm. And I think stand jab cancels. You can cancel stand jab to super 2, or you can do crouch jab into super 2 and it's a one-frame link. That sounds right. So that probably was a confirm. Wild moment. This is a crazy good cue. His parry sequences are on point. I wonder who this is. Nice. It's not a super risky red parry to go for, but also if you're wrong, you'll eat an entire Ganagin combo. Most Yuns don't, they go for some pressure before the throw. The more you block, the less total uh, time of Gene juggling you eat. This is Yakun. He's a serious candidate for best ever, for most prolific ever third strike player. Most people probably wouldn't put him number 1 in skill level, but he's up there. And he's probably had some of the best tournament success of any player. Ugh, that was a failed. He wanted walk-in low strong into hard up kicks, and he accidentally got walk-in low strong into fucking crouch roundhouse. And then did the TC probably to make it safer? I don't know. Maybe just on accident. Maybe it's just hitting hard kick. Good lord, this was a really good tournament. Oh, it's not even over. We got some exhibitions? Or is it just still going? It's exhibition. It's Kuni. Not so bad matchup. Obviously, Q is awkward with the movement, but Super 1 from Q is actually one of the better answers to Denshin in the game. That doesn't matter if he doesn't have SC1 yet. Most things, it's like uncommon to have something that just blows through Denshin. But Q Super 1 blows through Denshin super easily. Which means that Ryu can't, if Q has at least a super stocked, Ryu can't. Ryu has to super after a blocked fireball. Ooh. Or he has to super from further away than half screen, and both of those are awful. Well, it's not awful to super after a blocked fireball. But, like, you can only get, like, a 2-hit super, maybe a 3-hit. That was probably technically superable. No, maybe not, because you can't do motions during the super freeze in this game. And that fireball was right about to hit. He might have been able to parry and then super immediately. But an immediate release from Ryu might have punished that. Or a near immediate release, since a level 1 Denshin would have been awful there. If it was level 1 Denshin, that was a Kara command grab. If it was level 1 Denshin, Q probably would have been able to do... Oh, that was another Kara command grab. Good lord, this Q is good. Who is this man? He's doing crazy Q tech. TM? Matsuken. I remember 10 years ago people used to make fun of Matsuken because he was old. And that was 10 years ago. He was like in his 40s. He's probably in his 50s now. Ooh, that whiff punish. So everyone else is not easy to whiff punish, but Q's dash punch is one of the better whiff punishing options in the game, believe it or not. Jump jab. Most people wouldn't be parrying that anyway. That was a car throw. If you're perfect with Q's car throw, it's pretty alarming how far he can throw you away. That was a car command grab. Those are hard to do. Those are really hard to do. Ooh, the red! Low block into high red parry. Powerful technique. Very strong against Ken. Again, thrown right. You can juggle. Q has some cool combo video kind of juggles in that scenario. But he only gets to juggle at all if he dizzies or kills. Same job, anti-air. This is a super strong third strike tournament. Holy cow. A lot of the players are really good. Yeah. Ken is actually pretty weak to red parries compared to most of the other characters in this game, and especially compared to the top tiers. Ugh. So much for that. Really strong neutral from the Ken. But Matsuken is a veteran. Tommy! Nice. I think that was a punish on the throw still, even though I did it so late. It's tricky with Makoto Jump Fierce. It's got a pretty good hitbox and decent speed. But the hitbox going all around her, and the variable speeds and whatnot of the two characters jumping, mean that, there's a lot of different air parry timings you could go for. You don't know when you're going to be parrying the Jump Fierce. Tominaga's jump attack options are really weird and unique. Makoto's movement is definitely one of her weak areas, despite having the most godlike dash in the universe. She's basically fully reliant on it, and mixing up her jumps. And her only real means of mixing up her jumps is just going for air parries, or earlier delayed buttons, or that little X kick, which is not fantastic. But Tominaga makes it into a really nice mix-up, because he's very random about the way he uses his air options, but also very smart. He does a lot of early, like instant air, jump medium kick and stuff. That probably was not very smart. I'm not even sure that would have gotten a juggle if he, like, hit Ken jumping. Or would have done anything fancy. Oof. That's why hard DP sucks. Tominaga could have won there, to be honest. It's difficult, though. Hi, Cold Dish 44. Don't think I've seen that name around. I haven't been streaming as much lately, and a lot of the names have changed. Old people gone, new people here. Whew. Early jump roundhouse. Double. And crutch roundhouse. Oof. Double DP? No. He didn't even have double DP there. He had one DP and it should have been medium. But probably his motion got all fucked up. Blocking was nice there. Oh no! Empty cancel on the dash. Once again. Ooh, tricky. And Tominaga countered it with the OS parry block. But he wasn't ready for a two-hit attack. That was a super tricky super jump, delayed super jump. I had no idea which side Ken was going to be on. Oro can forward dash onto the high ones. It's very powerful. Obviously, his movement is really good, and Remy excels off of how well he can control your movement. In addition, Oro's damage is pretty high. No juggle here. Oro's damage and Dizzy are both good, and those are also both weak areas for Remy. Oh, Remy actually has the same health as Oro, but the low Dizzy matters. That's the downside of trying to dash through high fireballs. If you do it from full screen, Remy can hit you out of your dash with various things. Ooh, flash kick. Ooh, cold blue kick flash kick. He should have done a harder version. He didn't believe. Obviously, harder versions are more committal. I think he didn't know where he was on the screen. Didn't realize he was just that perfect distance from the corner that the light one wouldn't hit, but the heavy one would. He thought probably he was either in the corner where the light version was gonna work, or further away from the corner where the heavy version was too committal and not going to work. Muru Muru and Baranyan. Baranyan seems like he plays okay, but he's always at the beginning of these little things. And I think they're ordered by how often they win. It's probably just his character holding him back. He usually dies before too long. Remy's just not very good. My fucking Buffalo tier list TM put Remy as third worst in the game and Alex as fourth worst in the game, which is lower than traditional tier list place them. My humble opinion is these two characters suck ass. Whew. They're both okay. They both have matchups where they're kind of strong, and they both have features that are nice. As long as you're not 12 or Sean, well, even 12 has some nice features. But as long as you're not 12 or Sean, you've got like a decent amount of stuff going for you. There's no character with nothing, except probably Sean. Melee is Broken had a rather prolific tier list that was like able to win tournaments, able to make top 8. That's a nice little metric for tiers. I think both these characters are probably able to make top 8, but I think Sean and 12 are not. These are not win tournament characters though. These aren't even really like make top 8 at a major characters. Oro is like one of the best. Oro can win tournaments. It's a neat matchup anyway. It's a very Street Fighter matchup. It's pretty fair, I think. I don't know if Remy's super good here. I think he has the advantage. But it's one of those matchups. It's very classic. You got the character with good zoning versus the character with high damage and stun. So it's very much like neutral. Remy like controls the match, but you know, Alex can abruptly win it if he plays better. Setochi, I don't know who this is. Setochi. Modern thinking puts Kenneth worse than Yun, but I don't know if I believe that. But he's not very good against any of the top 3 in my humble opinion. That's common. Tiers in this game is not great in terms of balance. Drop the last one. He probably could have done a regular combo and dizzied. Should have gone for the double Fuki. You can red parry the second hit of that, and it's not free, but if you, it's not super high risk. You get knocked over, which is annoying, but if you get it, you fuck Alex up. But even regular EX, I'm pretty sure EX slash elbow is actually like -8. It just pushes back a lot, but certain characters can punish it. No, skill is definitely still the most important thing in Third Strike. You can tear through a bad matchup if you're a better player. So even though this game theoretically has very bad balance among players of similar skill, the skill ceiling is so high that it's actually not very common to have players of similar skill. Ugh. I make clowns out of most of the Chun-Lis I fight. Ooh, that was a giant waste of meter. And he died. Oh, he didn't die. He could have just killed so easily without spending the second bar. Why did he spend the second bar? He just had to do a regular normal combo. Super Turbo didn't allow for that. You're thinking of Ultra Street Fighter 2. Or, excuse me, what the hell was it called? Ultra is not right, but I can't think of the name of it. What was that game? Hyper Street Fighter 2. That's it. Hyper Street Fighter 2 was the one that allowed for Edition Select. Um, there are lots of ways to play an arcade perfect port. The 30th anniversary edition seems to be an arcade perfect port from what I've played, and Fightcade is as well. Just play one of them. Third Strike Online edition is also arcade perfect, although it has some graphical differences. Oh yeah, yeah. It's actually the super characters you can pick. The turbo characters aren't pickable. You can pick super or super turbo. If you want to find an actual scene of other players who play this game, Fightcade is maybe a rest option now. Literally a toaster can run this game. It's not intensive at all. So your computer can probably do it if it's fucking newer than 2008. I don't know about the collection play race. Maybe they're still playing. Look at me. Yeah, Alexazoki is actually quite good. It's not like super duper good, but generally he can get next to you. Wow. Most of his knockdowns. A lot of Alex's SF5 fixes would actually be very good in this game. If he could cancel towards Fierce, that would be fantastic for him. And I think they should just kill medium chops. They should just make medium chop into SF5 medium chop. Medium chop is never used in this game, to be honest. If they made hard chop the same speed as medium chop, but kept its damage, that would be great. And they just made medium chop not back turn, but just made it like, you know, a stronger ender. It's so stupid that he only has one like route at all. That's so weird when you look at all of Alex has 6 special moves, and his only meterless fucking combos are close medium kick into light chop and stand strong into light chop. That's it. It's so dumb. Why is it like that? You can only go into a single version of a single special move. Very nice. So strong, very strong anti-air in any matchup. Uppercut? Yeah. EX Rhinohorn is not a great attack, but it is really great against someone jumping. You get very annoying to parry hit, and then you get a juggle too. Even when you add in the EX moves, you can combo too. It's just three of them. It's the EX knee, the EX slash elbow, and the EX chop. And generally speaking, you want the EX flash chop always. Not the other ones are useless. Well, in Second Impact and Next Generation, medium chop was faster, which was it made it a lot more functional. You use medium chop a lot more in those games. Alex is definitely a decent character for beginners, but he doesn't teach you things that are super helpful in other matchups or as other characters. That's a very SF5 thing, but it's not like it doesn't work. Ooh, oh no! That's not very reliable, is it? Having a natural link of Lariat into Hyper Bomb would be amazing for Alex. Hyper Bomb is currently a shit move, but Lariat back turns, but there's not enough frames. It's 2 minus. If it's special canceled, you'd be able to just cancel it to Hyper Bomb, and that would be a combo, because it already back turns, and he can combo into Hyper Bomb special connect on back turn. Ooh, that looked like he got a link. Did he get the link? Was that EX Mallet Smash link on crouching opponent? Or light Mallet Smash? What was that? Light Mallet Smash. It wasn't a link though. The thing about third strike that makes cross chop really bad is that a lot of people just anti-air block. It's a very good option in this game, believe it or not. It's not uncommon at all to see anti-air blocking. The thing about anti-air block is that it just avoids any mix-ups. It's not super dangerous to have someone next to you in third strike because the pushback on attacks is so bad. You usually only have like one mix-up to deal with, and throws aren't very strong. So if you get thrown, it's not the end of the world. And if you block anything, you probably won't get thrown. But like if you do anti-air button or anti-air parry or anything like that, there's a chance that you're gonna get fucked up. Whereas if you anti-air block, there's no chance that you're gonna get fucked up. The worst thing that can happen to you is you get fucking tossed, maybe. And that probably won't even happen. So it's just very common to see players, even at the very high levels, just block. He didn't get much, but he got enough. Maybe he's got to do something. Ah, that should have been it. Yeah, just wait. Throw whiffed. Time overs are not common in this game. When Online Edition was a thing, it tracked my time overs, and I think I didn't get any in my like 2,000 matches in that game. I had 0 time overs. If I got any, I got like single digits. Cool. Oh, we got a juggle. I don't like that reset. I love in fighting games when a character isn't wearing much. Fucking all the color select always lets you pick really weird colors for them. I'm gonna say no to a Beth Cup. I've had a few judgments actually. I've had more judgments than time overs. Um, I almost always win judgments, or I'll get high scores real easily, and the score strongly affects the judgment. I've only lost a few judgments, but I've had a bunch of them. I'm in a tricky situation with Beth Cups because I don't want to. I want to have MK11 Beth Cups, but I don't yet own MK11 on a console that matters. And also, I'm making a shit ton of MK11 videos, and I just haven't I want that extra day to work on another video. Dedicating one day of my week to a tournament is actually pretty annoying when I only have like 2 days a week off again. And it takes me like the better part of a day to make one of those videos. He had just a combo out of that jump medium kick, scratching Chad especially. He got an unstanding short uppercut. Elena players, as a general rule, don't play Elena into complete combos. Put it like that. I feel like I see that number a lot too. And it's not like I'm even looking for it. Double EX. High damage on that. Does more damage than a super one combo. Remember seeing that and it was funny. Someone pointed that out. My Hugo and punish. I noticed it while I was making the video. If you're running Super 2, you just know Super 2 combo is stronger. But Super 1 does less damage than 2 EXs. And 2 EX is also cheaper. Anyway, I feel like I win a lot of rounds with 69 seconds left. I can't explain it. Maybe I just only notice when it's 69. But I don't even think about it like 69, like, hey, that's the sex number. I think about it like that's 30 seconds. Hi, Globin. Nice. He probably had a juggle there, but it was something weird. Oh yeah, that's a full heal, I think. Or as close to it. The difference between a full heal and a non-full heal is a lot smaller in this game than in SF4. She gets a lot of her healing in the freeze of this game, so a partial heal. Canceling heal doesn't take very long, so there's a lot of different times where you can cancel it. And she'll get like 60% of the full heal regardless. Street Fighter 4 added like a long jump if she goes for full heal. Hi. So it's really obvious if she went for a full heal, and it adds considerably more HP regen. But there's no real way to get a full heal, practically speaking. Ultra Street Fighter 4 is Elena's only actual way of getting a full heal is landing a super, which is something that never happens because she's 2 meter starved. She's got too many more useful things to spend meter on. Already, people in Street Fighter 4 would rather spend on EX than Super, but Elena especially would way rather spend meter on EX than Super. That being said, in my experience, people punish full heal very badly. They find a middle ground that's worse than either or. It's like if let's say I'm Elena and I'm doing heal. A very terrible option for Ryu would be full screen hard Tatsu because if I do a partial heal, I can block it in time and then I can punish it. Whereas if I'm doing a full heal, it doesn't do very much damage. Like I get more HP for the full heal. I'm better off for it. Healing's busted, don't get me wrong, but it's especially busted if you punish it wrong. And people were always doing that, and it made it even stronger. And that was even in like the high level play, people would do shit like that. They pick a middle ground that's worse than like it's worse no matter what. It's worse regardless of what Elena does. Ooh. A better option for you would just be walk in. I'm not even joking. That's like the general best option for most characters is walk in. And then if it's full heal, you do up forward on reaction and hit her with a jumping combo for a shit ton of damage. And that'll do like almost as much damage as she healed, or probably about as much damage as she healed. So you just took away her ultra meter without doing anything else. But if Elena does partial heal, you won't get a punish at all, because all you did was walk forward. But that's the thing, is a lot of the time you wouldn't get a punish at all anyway if it was partial heal. So, you know, you just repositioned. And she was going to get the partial heal anyway. Now, I think healing's cheap, because she can just get that partial heal off of anything. And also it gives her an unusually large amount of ultra meter, compared to most characters. But if you play against Elena, knowing that she's going to get a couple partial heals off, it's not that bad. As long as you're not doing shit like full screen Hartatsu, it's not that bad. Elena's like one of the best characters in the game, but she's not. Ooh, that's a weird red. Most people just go for the double blue. Why even bother with the fucking red? That's a lot harder. Just react and parry. If people knew the matchup, Elena wouldn't be nearly as scary. But she's still a top tier character, even if you do know the matchup. But she's like top tier but fair if you know the matchup. And most people don't know the matchup because she's not popular. There weren't many Elena players. And that means a lot of people are just bad against her. She has a notable lack of weaknesses, that's the real key. It's not even like the healing, although the healing is like a really obvious one-off thing. It's really that she's not very bad against offense. She's really good against turtling. And, you know, she doesn't have like she doesn't really have something to exploit. She's well-rounded. Whoa! Her biggest weakness is that her reversal is 3 bars, which is not that big of a weakness. It's quite common to have something like that in Street Fighter 4. There are a lot of characters with 3-bar reversals, and there are certain characters with no reversals at all. Hmm. Nice. That's really nasty. That's one of the reasons she's gross against any sort of defensive character. But also she can do nothing. She's very good at being passive because of the healing. And generally she can counterpoke a lot of poking characters with decent success because she's got good limbs and tiny hurt boxes. I think that her 50-50 is strong, but not busted. But the thing that pushes it into busted territory is how hard it is to actually like get the punishes. It's like theoretically both options are punishable, and if they were actually punishable, she would be a lot more fair. But the fact that EX Mount Smash is only -5, which is really not that bad, and the fact that both Mallet Smash can hit overhead like later, you can get the first block right, and then the second block, I mean the second it can hit you, and that even more so with her Link's Tail. It's so annoying to punish medium Link's Tail versus heavy Link's Tail, even if you don't take Mallet Smash into the equation. Uh, the fact that it can be 2 hits or 4, and you don't know which it is. And if you try and punish the 2-hit version, you'll often get hit by the 4-hit version. Or if you it like the fact that they're all multi-hit means you can't use any sort of like wiggling block. It makes her super safe against what do they call that, fuzzy guard. That Mortal Kombat style of fuzzy guard. A lot of different fighting games use fuzzy guard in a really different way. In Mortal Kombat, you'll have like let's say a cancel into an overhead or a cancel into a low on the same string, and there'll be a block timing that's good against both of them. It'll be like, well, if I block a 15 frame attack low and then like a 20 frame attack high, like if I block low then high, low for 15 frames and then high for 5, I'll block the whole mix up. That's the Mortal Kombat use of fuzzy guard. You just know the scenarios where you've got to use that kind of blocking wiggle, change the timing. Um, you can't do that against Elena because everything's multi-hit. It's like if you try and block the fast Link's Tail or the slow overhead, that would theoretically work. But if you block low then high, you get caught by the later hits of Link's Tail. That's stupid. That's really stupid. If they ported Elena more honestly, she would be a much less hated character. The problem is they kept too much cross tekken in her. The free combos from overhead were very cross tekken. That was true for all of the Ultra characters, to be honest. And by all of them, I mean all except DiCaprio because she was, not from cross tekken. Hmm. Rare footage of Tominaga dropping that combo. That patience. It was scary to wait that long as Ken because any dash punch killed him. Or any client canceled the dash punch. Blocking is like very scary in that scenario. I've got so much tournament footage to go through. Rose is the third Street Fighter girl. Everyone remembers the first two. Everyone remembers Chun-Li and Cammy. Rose is number 3. Who's number 4? Any guesses? It is indeed Sakura. Aw. I guess the next one would be someone from the Street Fighter. No, the dolls were later. Kareen and the dolls came in Alpha 3, which was 1999, maybe? 1998, somewhere around there. Maki was not an SF1. Yes, I remember him. I caught just a little bit of heat for that fucking thread. I'll never forget that guy. Every now and then I go and check the thread and it's still fucking... He hasn't made it yet. Maki was in Alpha 3, and I think only the console versions. The next girls were probably just Ibuki and um, was Ibuki the only girl from Street Fighter 3 NG? Because that can't be right. I feel like there was another one. Elena. It's both of them. Ibuki and Elena debuted at the same time. Makoto was Third Strike. She was later. This is Makoto's debut game. I like the lolly with the Robo Angel Wings. I don't know her name. Verista, Batista, something like that. Here's the girl with the punchy hands. Is she, Eunice? I remember she was in Cross Tag Battle. But I don't remember what game she was from. But I feel like it was Eunice. Ooh. It's not like I watch Eunice footage, to be honest. I, like, barely ever. But every time I've ever watched Eunice, it's always the guy with the giant arms. Is he popular? He's got, like, a bunch of facial hair, I think. Big old arms with claws. Sometimes they see Carmine and sometimes I see the alien guy. And I see that guy with the... No. Yeah? The guy with the scythe? He's Eunice, right? I remember he was in Tag 2. But I feel like I've seen him in Eunice. The man with the purple outfit. Gordo. Yep. I'd see those two a lot. They must be popular. That strike actually has some pretty good character distribution considering the massive tier difference of most of the cast. There aren't any characters that really jump out to me as being crazy played. There are more Ryus and Kens than other characters, but it's not way more. You don't really feel overwhelmed by anyone in Third Strike, I feel. There's decent character diversity, considering we've got a roster of 19 people. And considering there's basically no 12s or Shawns. I remember in like one of the first weeks, I remember seeing some serious fucking grime for SNK heroines. But I don't remember what the grime was. And no, I don't remember anything about the game at all. Godlike. Plot twist, they add so many non-characters to the game. I wonder if it would be popular even if they did that. I remember that there was a time when them's fighting herds would have been a huge fucking game. The main problem is that it just took a ridiculous amount of time to actually come out. Wow, he actually caught a backdash. That was just pure chance. Oh, that was the kill combo. Sad. Bad combo to drop. He like got that completely out of luck and then dropped it completely out of like lack of skill. So like, you know. Anime Fighter with 80 characters tag team sounds a lot like Marvel 2. To be honest, the fact that game had terrible balance made it a lot easier to get into. You didn't even have to worry about certain characters. When Eddie Idiot can just pick Cable and win. I don't know, there's a decent amount of gimmicks in Marvel 2, to be honest. It's quite a gimmicky game. It's actually a fairly easy game to have like low tier heroes in, despite the fact that it does have terrible balance. There are certain characters who bring some really weird neutral shit to the table. Yeah, there are characters who have gimmicks but no actual like real tech. Like they can't even fucking put a combo together. There are a lot of good characters who struggle to put a combo together. I barely ever see Blackheart do combos. But he's like one of the best. You don't ever see him anymore. Whatever happened to Blackheart? Blackheart's usually regarded to be like just outside top 10 or maybe just inside it. But like there's like no professional, like there's no good Blackheart player left in Marvel 2. It's not a very good stone right there. And it's gone. Oh, even combo. Iceman was considered to be top tier, yeah. I know about that. Flo has good memory. He probably played it, to be honest. He's been in the fighting game scene probably a little bit longer than me. Maybe way longer than me, I don't know. Blackheart's good. But he's definitely good at like specific things. I can see him being really bad against some of the top tiers. I don't know if he is, but I can see it. I can see him being bad against like Cable or Storm or Sentinel. And they're like, you know, the most played characters. Magneto is probably more played than Cable now, which is kind of a weird thought. Magneto was always like, he's crazy technical, but theoretically he's better. And Cable was like, any idiot can play him. I don't like this 5-stone in neutral this Aura likes. It's not getting him anything either. Winning neutral against 12 is slow. Oh, he didn't do the high fireball. That's my signature. Most Auras don't do it. It's free damage. Anytime you get stand strong 2 hits on a cornered opponent, you can tag on a hard fireball into your ender. Ooh, that was really unlikely that anyone would have parried that. But not very rewarding, was it? I must never use the Stand Fierce Overhead anymore, except in the reset that I like. The risk reward just isn't there for me, except when the success rate is unusually high, like in the reset. It just doesn't do that much damage. And then it gets parried, you get fucked up. And Akaris has some really funny stuff. My little grab. His supers aren't bad either. I think in Team Supers, his super does like weirdly high damage. And he definitely has like gimmicks galore with some of his weirder supers. There are certain characters where their super does like a fuck ton of damage in Team Supers. There's actually a team gimmick around that, usually with Baby Bonnie Hood, I think, is one of them. I don't remember their characters. Maybe like Juggernaut? I think Juggernaut. Juggernaut was like top tier at the first like week of the game, and then slowly dropped to mid. He's like a kind of brainless character. He's just fucking walking head crush. I've actually seen some pretty good stuff with Mega Man, to be honest. Saving the meter. Ballsy. He could have won right there off of that juggle. And now he's dead. I think those two aren't even the best character. I think usually Strider is considered the best character these days. Even though Red Venom has a shit ton of infinites, his low HP is just annoying. Wolverine is no slouch either. Gold War Machine is more of a gimmick character, but I think he is strong. I think he's legitimately quite good. But like the no blocking thing, I think there are certain ways you can just destroy that. But you might have to use a bad character in order to use those things. I didn't like it because there's a lot of blocking. It feels like it has more blocking than any other like fighting game. You have to taunt to call an assist, and most of the assists aren't super great. Even the really good ones just allow you to combo out of them. They get like a bunch of hits, and you can just pick up hits out of it. But like you can't confirm them or anything. You've got to like stop everything in order to call them, and you only have like a limited number of calls. So even like Psylocke or Colossus, which I think are usually considered to be the better ones, they're just not. They don't. Most oftentimes they're just blocked. It feels like the mix-up isn't very good. Most characters can't really push a mix-up very well, from what I can tell. Whenever I see footage of that game being played, it's just like a whole bunch of blocking. Throws aren't super duper scary. Depends on the character. Venom and Red Venom have throws they can combo out of. And throw range is really small. And grounded overheads like aren't a thing at all. And instant air overheads are like I think not that great compared to Marvel 2. Yeah, WrestleMania 3. Jump back roundhouse is a really weird instant overhead for Alex because it won't hit. It won't even hit crouching Hugo or most any characters. I used to play Marvel 1 a lot when I was younger. It was one of the first fighting games I tried to take seriously, and it was just because it was the only fighting game my friend had and he was really into it. We played it on Dreamcast. I always played on the easy mode. I didn't know how to like do supers. I didn't even know how to do special moves, so the easy mode had it so you double tap to do special moves. So if you hit strong twice with Ryu, he'll throw Hadouken. That's how you did stuff. But obviously, if your character had more than like 4 special moves, because double tapping lights wouldn't do anything. If your character had more than 4 special moves, it wouldn't. You wouldn't be able to do some of them. And double punches or double kicks were the super shortcuts. And if you didn't know how to do or if your character had more than 2 supers, some of them wouldn't be mapped to that. So I could do all of like Mega Man supers because it's like Hyper Mega Man for both punches, Rush Drill for both kicks, and Beat Rush whatever for both kicks midair. But if it was like Jin Saotome's Tornado Super, I couldn't do that because it was either Bloody Punch or fucking the guns, or the 2 shortcuts. I needed another super, which I couldn't do because I didn't know how to do it. Fighting games used to be a really mythical thing. Most people probably don't know because like they started playing after Street Fighter 4, which was really the moment where everything changed. Obviously, in-game move lists didn't used to be a thing, but also just the information wasn't really there yet. No one was really compiling it in online. You go to like fucking Game FAQs to see a move list written by James Chen in 2004. 2004 James Chen, vintage James Chen. I never thought I would be that guy. Never thought I'd be the James Chen. Oh, he landed on it. Yeah. And the most played characters would be the characters with the simplest special moves that people knew how to do. That's why fucking Sub-Zero, because he's got a super simple fucking Ice Blast that's super, super good. You got shit like Chun-Li's Lightning Legs in Street Fighter 2, or Blanca's Electricity. Or Honda's hands was the really common one. That one's a really easy motion. You just hit a bunch of punches. You'll do it on accident, and pretty soon you'll figure out how to do it on purpose. And a Honda with hands and no one else having any special moves. Honda's like a top tier character. That was a real thing. People would actually like fight you if you like threw too much. The culture has changed so much. That's not a hard parry, but it's annoying. It's just 3 high parries in the same rhythm. Regular stomp is 2 parries, EX is 3. The first one's the hard one to get. If you get the first one, it's easy. Surprised he dropped it there. But like literally, like people would put a quarter down to play some Street Fighter 2, and then you pick Chun-Li, and fucking if you threw too much, it'd be like, no, I'm staying on. Hugo. And then you risk getting punched. I remember doing the Johnny Cage uppercut fatality in Mortal Kombat 1. I don't remember doing any other ones. I don't even remember who, like, I don't even know who, I don't even remember playing Johnny Cage, but I don't know who I did play. I think it was probably Sub-Zero or Scorpion, thinking about it. I don't think it was Liu Kang. Nice. It's the same ass Remy that's in every video. Nothing rare about it. Empty jump throw and empty jump stomp is a mix-up. Or I shouldn't say empty jump stomp, delayed stomp. Remy just took the throw, but he nearly got stunned. Remy's actually dead to a chicken. I mean, well, yeah, but to any Tengu-stone stuff. In fact, I'd probably just activate Oasis Aura right now. Just put up a 3-stone right now. He did a 5-stone. Oh, now he's dead. That setup would have been garbage even if he did 3-stone. He still would have got done there. Baronian is not Lucifer. Or Piero. That's minus, but I don't think that was a punish. That cross-up stomp can work. Oh, not a good angle. That's kind of a, I don't know about the double jump. Parrying that wouldn't have led to a big punish, I don't think. 5-stone again. A quick stand from Remy. Maybe he was caught. Okay, this is good damage. Ooh, that was wrong. The first turn house was great, but he could have chicken comboed after the combo ended. And that would have almost killed Remy, and it would have left him in a scenario where Chip was a threat. Sad. Remy's got some of the most normal pokes in the game, I feel. Kashi. Remy's got very traditional pokes in a game full of non-traditional pokes. That being said, he doesn't have a catch-all poke like a lot of characters do. Like, Oro's stay medium kick is good against everything. Remy's got, like, different pokes for different scenarios. That medium kick is kind of annoyingly slow, but it's got good range and it can't be ducked. Stand Strong is really good and has a nice high hitbox, but it can be ducked. Or at least by some characters. Bar medium kick is very slow and very far range. Not very slow. Starman House's angle is nice, but bad on grounded opponents. You get a lot of stuff to think about. Low Strong is quick, but it's quick and cancels, but not much range. Neat. Fuck your parry. Here's my 2-frame super. Yeah, most characters have several buttons that can get punished by Ken Super. It's like rare to not have that. Even like air quotes good characters. It's just the nature of third strike, the way that they put the normals together. Most attacks are minus on block and hit. Neat. That's frustrating. I like when I hit snare on us 4 times and they dizzy. I like those opponents. That's my kind of opponent right there. Samurai House really technically should never work. You know what I mean? It's like a good button in the sense that it beats other buttons. But if you know the matchup, you should know that, like, there's no real mix-up to it, you know what I mean? If you're getting hit by Samurai House, it's because you're hitting the wrong buttons at the wrong ranges. That's the flat out of it. It's not like there's like, oh, well, you know, because Oro's... There's no, like, second level of it. There's no Yomi level 2 or whatever. Yeah, both of Urian's overheads are punishable by Ken Super. Towards Fierce, or towards Strong? Towards Fierce. Towards Fierce and Roundhouse. It is a good footsie button, it's just the opponent shouldn't, like, challenge it, and challenging it gets them killed. Neat. I thought jump into air dash should have been good to just dodge, but he didn't even do that. Just killed. It's brave. Anyway, a lot of the time with scenarios like that, there'll be like some secondary component to it. Like, yeah, Kareen's stand medium kick is good. For example, SF5 Kareen. And if you, like, you know, try to challenge it too much, um, you'll eat a lot of damage you didn't need to eat. But the trick is that Kareen, if you stop trying to challenge stand medium kick at all of a sudden Kareen can use walk forward more effectively. Like walk forward, low strong, walk forward, stand strong, stuff like that. Because the mid ranges you're not hitting buttons. Because you're afraid of Kareen's stand medium kick. So then you can start hitting buttons to try and challenge that kind of walk forward stuff. And those not quite as good as stand medium kick pokes, which are much more rewarding on block. And, you know, have actual conversions unlike stand medium kick, which leads to nothing. And then that's the point where Kareen needs to actually use medium kick again. Or it's not like that. There's literally just like you shouldn't compete with like Stamina House. There's no like second level to it. It's not like it's not like Oro has some reason where he should stop doing it and then start doing it again. Really, I didn't even know that was true. It's probably just because the relative timings. If you don't have an air throw, um, then if you tech early, you're doing like an air light, and that would mean that um, you have to tech the throw after you get thrown, which is kind of annoying. Because the air throw could just be delayed, and then you do your air light normal, and then, you know, they grab you. So that's probably just to give you a little bit more tech timing. This game has some pretty long limbs. It's really got a mid-range. That's the thing this game has that SF4 kind of has, and then SF5 doesn't really have at all. There's a very prominent range in Third Strike where the threat is very low, unless your name is Chun-Li, or maybe Ken. Neat. Cool little juggle. You know what I mean? It's like you can still have someone winning or losing, but the stakes are very low from mid-range. Oh. If these two characters are half screening against each other, they can just tap each other. Yeah, Akuma can get like low forward. Maybe low forward super in a perfect scenario. Doesn't confirm though. Maybe you'll get like a hard Tatsu. This is not a great example because Akuma's mid-range options are pretty short and pretty finite. Low medium kick is one of the main ones. And 12's got only mid-range options and no other component to him, so he's got a lot of things he can do in mid-range. But of course, they're all unrewarding because it's 12. That might have been a punish, but what a punish. He could have supered after that. That would have been easy. 12's a super interesting character. If all of his attacks did about double damage, he'd be quite strong. If 12 only had to get you to 50% health to kill you, he'd be like a pretty good character. But still not like busted. He's also got a lot of fairly useless normals, but thankfully he has a lot of normals in general. And a lot of normals that would be useless on other characters are good on him. Like most characters don't really use stand jab at all. Or like low short as a poke. But on 12, they have good enough hitboxes and good enough speed, and he's got, like, you know, not really much else to do. So he's hitting those buttons like crazy. You got the stand jabs everywhere. You got the low shorts everywhere. You got a lot of attacks that don't lead to anything, but, you know, are just good for controlling non-committal attacks that just knock people out of stuff. The neutral throw. 5 hits. It's a lot of mashing. That would be nice. Super 2 is really just annoying that it only has one route, and it's a hard route. It's not a bad super. Super 1 is more consistent by a lot. I think it's the only air-only super. No, Ibuki 1. Oh yeah, I saw the supers with command jumps. Alex 3. Or EX2. OTGF throw is Hugo only for the neutral throw and Oro only for the forward throw. He has 2 different OTGs. Having an OTG is pretty weird. 12 has 2 of them. Healing versus 12. Tackle sphere, tackle stand fierce. Ibuki has a very pure mix-up between throw and her SA1. And it's a very obnoxious mix-up because Super 1 does pretty good damage and both options are safe. But most of the rest of her character is very fair. Remember Mortal Kombat 3 Shang Tsung? I always thought a character like that would be super cool. Unfortunately, in every game since then, loading characters takes a lot more time. So it's not really like a thing to... You can't just have Shang Tsung turn into anyone at any time. Ooh, he just low-profiled the whole fucking thing. Now Shang Tsung can only turn into the opponent. Sad. There were some really cool combos in MK3 for Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung is one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters, and he's been dead for ages. What's up? Bring that man back. Can't believe he wasn't revived. Not fair. Literally, Shang Tsung and Quan Chi are two of my favorite characters. Interesting route for the reset. Oh yeah, Shang Tsung is maybe he'll be a DLC character, or is that already a thing? I don't remember. Is he the confirmed character? I remember one character is confirmed. All right, cool. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, we're in. I have nothing to complain about anymore. Quan Chi and Shang Tsung are so funny. I like the differences between them. They're not like comedic characters, but they find a way to be a little bit comedic anyway, I feel. Especially Quan Chi. Quan Chi's so dry. He's quite menacing. I don't know how to explain it. They're both quite menacing. Quan Chi is menacing in a very unusual and silly way. Definitely Wu Lei is very silly. I like his voice a lot, to be honest. His appearance is quite good too. I feel like of all the Mortal Kombat characters, I'd least want to get on the bad side of Quan Chi. He'd be like the one I wouldn't want to piss off. He'd find a way to make it really personal. He'd torture you, you know? That's Mortal Kombat 4. Scorpion definitely holds a grudge, but I feel like he would just stop at killing you. And maybe you could avoid him for a while. Quan Chi seems like he would find a way to ruin your life without killing you, or like use you at the same time. I think he'd be harder to hide from. Cool. That's an easy parry, but it was high risk, and that makes it impressive. Sad that that was a good punish. I think that was a failed hard needle. He got a crutch fierce there, and it looked kind of weird. I think he just slipped on the stick a little bit. Sad that that was a good punish. Mark 2. 12 is another character where you've got exactly one route into exactly one version of exactly one special move. You got fucking back strong, or back medium kick or stand strong, close strong, into light X, and that's it. You can also go into EXX, but the damage is shit. Pew. Back throw, the thinking man's kill. Mortal Kombat 4 was kind of a Kusoga. I don't remember what I hated about it, but I remember I didn't like it. Fighting the Com is always really bullshit in every Mortal Kombat up until about 9. Maybe more recently than that. I mean, less recently than that. Old Mortal Kombat was borderline impossible because of the ridiculous amount of input reading that was going on. It's like stupid. It's literally just designed to waste your quarters. The Mortal Kombat 3 like comms once you get past like the third one. They literally just wait for you to do something, and then as soon as you do it, like the frame you do it, they do the perfect counter to it.
4秒
But you can exploit that, and it makes them insanely easy. Like if you jump back and you do an air attack while you're jumping back, the com will always throw a fireball. So if you pick a character like Scorpion with air teleport, or Sector with air down up teleport or smoke, you just jump back and you hit a button, and the opponent throws a fireball, and then you cancel your air button because you can do that in Mortal Kombat. You cancel your air button to the teleport, and the teleport punishes the fireball.
いや
Let's do a playthrough of Mortal Kombat 3. I'm busted at it. I can beat the hardest letters on the highest difficulties because I just do that over and over.
ちょっとだるいんです味はだるいんです
The funny thing about versus DC Universe is it's actually canon. Well, it's not canon to DC probably, but it's canon to Mortal Kombat.
もやしが一生入ってくるまた端に
Well, canon is a really questionable idea. It's canon to the DLC characters of Injustice.
まあ端はね嫌だからね
There are references to it on Raiden and Sub-Zero and Injustice 2. And they might have referenced it with Scorpion in Injustice 1 somewhere as well.
もやし最後までもやしじゃあ
I think that there is... I think one of the Raiden versus Sub-Zero pre-battle dialogues in Mortal Kombat 11 references Injustice 2. I think there's like a pre-battle dialogue where it's like, hey, how about DC? 'God, when you play like fighting games against normies who don't play fighting games and you just clobber them all. What a great feeling. Even if it's like a fighting game I've never played, I can just like, I just know I know the game. I know the rules. Not the rules of that particular fighting game, but I know what it means to be good at a fighting game, and that's so like powerful. Oh, the overhead. The game's most deceptive overhead. It's not actually hard to block even if you're a beginner, just because any attack that's slow is therefore an overhead. You'll like block it naturally anyway. It just doesn't really look like an overhead. But if, people instinctively treat it like one. When Injustice 1 came out, it was being played a lot by normies, and like, I just came out there and I was like, hey, let me do my little thing. I played Killer Frost and I just slaughtered everyone. Played people in my college. And everyone was like, wow, this is bullshit. And I was like, I was expecting... Killer Frost felt quite strong to me, and I was expecting someone to do work with her. But the only player I remember using Killer Frost at all was PR Balrog of all people. I think there were more players, but I don't remember any of them. Both Mortal Kombat 9 and Injustice 1 are kind of notable because a lot of non-Netherrealm players played them. And now it's mostly just the Netherrealm names you see playing Netherrealm games. It's got its own scene now. Back then it didn't. And everyone was kind of trying to see if they were going to be one of the main players. And some of the people like held through, and some didn't. Like Chris G's been pretty good at every NetherRealm game. He's like a NetherRealm player in addition to playing his own little, everything. But a lot of even the everything players often got stopped by NetherRealm. I didn't watch it, but apparently Chris G won Defend the North in MK11. Pretty recent. I remember his Green Arrow was the best. Like, it probably was the best Green Arrow in Injustice 1. It was very good. Ooh. Look at that stun bar. Oh, there it is. Optimal. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? YSB is an expert with Ultra Throw. He uses it surgically. He always uses it when it's the best play. And he always gets the right juggle for it. He's also an expert with the clap. He didn't super confirm that clap. Clap's raw super confirm. That one he did. You can just see a successful clap in super. Clap has next to no recovery. The super's a link. It's easy. The super clap will cancel the super as well, but you can just link it. So what's kind of funny is clap will cancel into super one. And the opponent parries a clap. You can just like super cancel, just snag them. It's like hi, motherfucker. Doesn't happen often, but it's funny that it works. YSB is also a surgeon with jump jab. Jump jab and jump strong, I think, have the same hitbox, but the duration of the hitbox is different. But the hitbox is surprisingly good. That's like really how it is. That's like probably the most Chad Street Fighter main and the most Virgin Street Fighter main. Like seriously strong candidates for both categories. I don't think Hugo can win this. That's a very strong option against Hugo. That's why I picked that super, basically. It's good for other things too, but that's the most practical use for it. Look at that. His stand strong was parried and it was still safe. I don't know about that. I think there's something a little bit Chad about Fong. Look at these safe anti-airs Remy's just putting together. Hugo has to work so hard. Yeah, who's the most Virgin Street Fighter main? I feel like Remy's up there, man. It might be a high tier, is the thing. Dalsim, probably a candidate. Menot, yeah, Menot's one of them. I think Menot is one of them. No, not Virgin like that. Virgin like fucking the Virgin, who does the Virgin walk. He has a name, I forget what it is. Remy's gotta be up there. Menot's not bad though. I feel like the Virgin would pick a really try-hard character, and Menot is that. And I feel like he would also pick a waifu, and a Menot is also that. I feel like the Chad would pick a really big, ugly motherfucker. Oh, we done? Alright. I guess I'm gonna put in WarioWare, right? I said I would do that.